Hi, everybody. I'm Kelly,
I'm Rachel. Welcome to Nerdcore.
and we're here just hanging out. Going to be doing some movie reviews from here on out. Just little quick 10-minute videos, pretty much.
Just our honest opinion on how we feel
Mhm.
about what we watched. Our we're just amateurs having fun.
Just kind of putting our words out there, opinions, and everything.
So the last movie we saw was Stargate, which was my first time watching it, surprisingly.
Talking about Stargate with Kurt Russell, James Spader. Um, Pretty much really typical sci-fi movie.
Typical 80s, 90s sci-fi corny movie, but that's like the best. Like that's my favorite. I love the 80s and 90s sci-fi horror because I just feel like they tried their hardest on making things look as realistic as possible without CGI or the amount of CGI that they have nowadays.
Right. It's everything looks tailor-made pretty much for the movie times. Um so what did you think of it?
I was actually pretty impressed with the actual Stargate door, the way they opened it, the Anubis mask and the Horus mask. Like those were actually like I even feel like for 2 days time, like that was actually really well made. Like I was impressed.
Oh yeah, ever since I was young, the one thing I really liked were the designs of the Anubis and the Horus centuries. They looked really cool. They were, to me, I think they were a little bit ahead of their time
They
in
definitely were.
terms of their design and how they operated and everything. Um, One thing as I got older is I kind of saw, they have these big bulky helmets, and then like from here down, they're literally just in their traditional like
Egyptian.
Egyptian garb. Like they're not like I look back on that and I'm like, they were very armored. Like
They were. They definitely were. But I mean, yeah, that mask that they had on was impressively made by
Mhm.
whoever designed it. I need to find out who designed that.
And yeah, and their voices too when they would talk when they had their masks on. Really awesome.
But the story, I actually enjoyed the storyline, like the whole other world universe, but also that these were just humans. They weren't aliens that were living there, and that they were taken
They
Earth,
were
from thousands of years ago to be slaves to the god. And I mean, it was just really like I enjoyed the story. A little
yeah.
corny, like on some parts, definitely, but I mean, it was very enjoyable. Like
There's
I
some,
loved it.
oh yeah, there was corn. There was corn in there.
I love the corn
A
though.
little bit of a candy corn in there. Which you know, yeah. I mean, the acting was typical '90s sci-fi action acting. It wasn't Oscar caliber. It wasn't anything
That's for sure.
crazy. I mean, um, but now that looking at it as I was older, like the backstory of Kurt Russell's character, I name eludes me. To me, it was pretty. It didn't have any effect on me, obviously, when I was a kid, because it was like, ooh, like Egyptians and crazy
Aliens.
aliens and flying and stuff, and so that's what grabbed me was the whole spectacle of it back then when I was a kid. And then looking back, Kurt Russell's character, like his son had just died, and he pretty much decommissioned from the Air Force, and they pretty much reinstated him and told him, you need to come back
Yeah.
for this operation that we're running. And it was just kind of like, damn. You get hints of his marriage falling apart in just like the few minutes that you actually see him at home. When the officers come by and tell him, hey, like, he needs you back. And he's literally about to kill himself because he has a handgun with him at that moment.
Mhm.
And as soon as they walk in, he kind of shoves it under the pillow on the bed, and he looks all disheveled. He has long hair. He's about had it.
Yeah.
And they asked him to come back in, and this was like his little little bit of a lease on life.
Let me see, probably my favorite part, I mean, I probably wouldn't have enjoyed this movie as a kid. Maybe not. Like, I probably wouldn't have grasped it, the whole concept of everything. Like, I don't think it would have, especially if at the time period, what was it, the early 90s when that movie came out?
Yep.
So I was very young. So watching it as an adult, like, I appreciated everything more, like the whole storyline, the effects of it, the design, the makeup, everything. Like, it was definitely like, I kind of want to watch it again, like, soon, just to like pick up anything I did miss in the story, in anything. Like, it was yeah, top of the list right now. Which I have a very big list.
Yes. She has a very big list. Big list.
Big list.
Huge list of movies. That's huge list. What was your least favorite aspect?
You know, the one thing that I kind of wish that they would have like fixed and maybe done maybe a little better was the whole eye effect on the alien god, when he would like do his mind.
Oh, his mind melt.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
It just had like this white glow, and I was just like, okay, they could have done something a little bit different. But I mean, obviously for the time period, it was probably like the best people had ever seen.
It was passable for the time.
Yeah, but I feel like they still could have done, because that Stargate door that opened, like they did a great job, and then the whole like trip through the universe into another planet, like that was well done. So I'm like, okay, they did that, but they literally just had like that's October. She'll probably be jumping in from time to time. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, I just feel like that was the only part that I was just like, oh, okay, I wish they would have worked a little bit better on like something else other than looking like, I don't even know, like just a light coming out, but not even a good light. Like, it wasn't even a good light. I don't know. Like, that was my only thing out of the whole movie. I was just like, every time I was like, I was like,
Yeah.
they could have done something different.
It was your typical 90s kind of swashbuckling adventure, and you know, James Spader gets the woman at the end, and he stays with the people over on the planet instead of going back and, you know, continuing his research. But that's what the show was for. Stargate SG-1, which actually lasted 10 seasons, if I'm not mistaken, and then that spawned Stargate Atlantis, which was a show that lasted I don't know how long. Oh, and then they also had another there's another show that was on just for one season. It was just called Stargate, and I think that one took a little more darker, or little I wouldn't say horror, but it was just like a darker turn for the Stargate series, and that one only lasted one season. Never watched it, so I can't words on that. But it was overall it was a great film. You know, it's something you can watch when you're just kind of like stuck at home, not knowing what to watch.
Yeah.
You know, just something to put on, just to have on in the background, or just like you're at home and you're just kind of chilling out, having a beer or two, and you can just throw it on. It's a great little sci-fi action movie, 90s, obviously. Yeah. I think that'll be it for us today.
We're gonna wrap it up. We'll be back doing these about maybe once a week. So subscribe to the channel. We would really appreciate that, and get us out there. And, you know, don't be too harsh on our reviews. We're not professional critics. Like, we're not
connoisseurs.
We're just here. I mean, and too, like, if anybody requests maybe a movie that we can watch, we definitely would take some opinions on people's outputs on movies. That would be great. Suggestions, comments, constructive criticism. No name calling, please. Yeah. but that'll be it for us today. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching. Everybody for coming in, and we'll see you guys next time.